Oh, whoops. Forgot to bring my mic down. Hi, how's it going? Let me, oh, I need to mute myself. I was just looking up, like, how to, like, test audio before stream starts, and it was just like, hey, record yourself in a recording. I'm like, no. So you just got to put up with my suffering until or my testing at the beginning, because I suffer through my testing. Kind of bump the audio a little bit. But, yeah. I was just looking at my GameCube, actually, too. I don't know if I talked about it on the stream, but, my GameCube, so I have a black GameCube, which I use right now. And then I also have a, I think this game audio is probably fine. A purple GameCube that is no longer purple. I guess sun damage hit it. I don't know. It's a lot to explain. It is probably sun damage. It's only questionable because it was in a weird spot and didn't seem like a place you would typically get sun damage at. So it's just kind of a weird thing. So it's like this weird grayish purple color now, which I kind of weirdly like. I don't know, maybe I'll pick it up and bring it over here at some point. But yeah, I need to replace the disk drive on it. I need to look at you. It's very tempting to keep, and I say this every week, it's very tempting to keep looking down at the stream over here and seeing what's going on. But yeah, so I need to replace the disk drive on that thing eventually. Just because it'd be a fun project. It's been broken for years. I think it's been broken since, I think the disk drive on it literally stopped working the day before the Wii came out. so yeah. Hey, how's it going? If you're expecting Zelda this week, I decided to just take a break on that again. At least right now. Work has been going a lot better. A lot less tiring, so I'm here today feeling pretty okay. I put a little bit of caffeine in me earlier, but yeah. Bomberman 64. This is a game I played a ton when I was a kid. Don't remember anything about it, and I don't think I ever got anywhere in it. I'm not very good at video games these days, but I was even worse at video games back then. I'm actually not sure if we get this opening story cutscene before the game starts, if we do that when we press start, or like when we start a new game, if it does that cutscene, if it just goes right into the gameplay. So we'll wait and watch it. Hey, how's it going, Lucentai? What are those? Are those little foxes or something? I can't figure out what your icon is. But yeah, I'm excited to play through Bomberman 64 because I literally got nowhere when I was a kid. Or at least I feel that way. Maybe when we sit down and play it, I'll be like, oh, well, maybe I already played through most of this game. What's up? Are you playing Dragon Marked for Death? I figured you are in the Gunvolt community, and it seems like everybody in the Gunvolt community is playing Dragon Marked for Death. To some extent. Admittedly, it's been out for a while digitally. So, I still haven't gotten a chance to touch it. Someday, one day. I got the physical copy, and then now it's going to sit on my desk alongside all my other video games. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start this game up. This is a used copy. It is not the copy I had. We're just going to do normal. But yeah, not the copy I had. We're getting the opening cutscene. I forgot that we were supposed to watch the opening cutscene anyways. But it looks like we're getting it, so. Over-explained. This is weird. Like, I don't know. I'm not a big, like, so this was my very first Bomberman game. Which is a really weird one to start on if you know anything about this game. Because it doesn't play like a traditional Bomberman game. Even in the multiplayer. Even in the multiplayer, it's a very, a weird Bomberman adaptation for 3D. There's a lot going on here. But this game has a lot of, like, I don't know if I'd say there's a lot of story. There's a story here, and there's, like, characters, and I don't know if that's common for Bomberman or not. Again, I have played very little Bomberman in my life. I played Bomberman GB back in the day. Do I have to advance this text, or is this going to automatically go? Okay, there. Great job. But yeah, so basically, It's not the first Bomberman game, that's for sure. The first Bomberman game's on oh, like this being my first Bomberman game. Yeah, it was. I didn't play NES Bomberman. I didn't. Yeah, I think this was the first time I ever heard of Bomberman, actually. Oh yeah, that's an interesting. Is that the 10-player one? And how you doing, Shop? I mess up your name every time. Shamaruku. How's it going? Yeah, I'm trying to remember if the WiiWare one is the WiiWare one the same as the one that came out on PlayStation Network. Is it called like Ultra Bomberman, or was it a separate thing? And how many players was it total? Because I know with like the Wii, you could do some really interesting stuff in terms of player count, because you had both the Wii remote and the, you know, the attachment onto it. This story reminds me a lot of like a Kirby story or something, for some reason. Maybe it's just like Bomberman seems like a very chill dude. And he's just kind of like, I don't know, I guess I gotta do this. He doesn't seem to have much of a purpose or personality, and maybe the way that Kirby doesn't really have much of a purpose or personality other than, I guess I gotta save the world now. So. Alright. So, I don't know if there's like a specific, I mean, there's definitely not a specific order. I always just started with Green Garden when I played this game. Oh, I forgot there's multiple stages per thing. 8 players. Okay, Bomberman Blast. It's probably different then. Oh yeah, so this is like a tutorial level if we're told correctly. What a cute little art. Keep in mind that you should walk when you're in closed-in dangerous areas. Why would you walk in closed-in areas? The bomb will soon boom. A pot or block can be destroyed with a bomb. Items may appear from destroyed objects, so blow up as many as you can. Cyrus, okay. I remembered your name. Okay, yeah, you start with like kicking immediately. I don't really remember a ton about this game. It is very much like a weird adventure kind of thing. I know Bomberman GB had like a pretty light adventure mode. And then there's also like the Game Boy Color Bomberman games that had like the weird dual Pokemon thing. It was like you had the blue version and then also the what's it called version, the red version. Okay. Oh yeah, and then you can like throw things at different distances based off how much you pull back on the control stick. Oh. It's interesting, you can change the camera even when the game's paused. That's a weird thing. So basically, press B to pick things up. I don't know. I don't know what it means by using the control stick. Like, I know you can use the control stick. I'm just trying to figure out, like, oh. Okay, I think it's just dependent on, like... I like these little voice clips, too. Yo! But like you can see, unlike like a normal Bomberman, your explosions happen like a radius rather than like a line. I don't think he dies. Alright, yeah, that does that. I feel like I'm missing something with the throw here. But I think it might just be, hey, if you hold the analog stick far out, then you're just gonna throw the bomb farther. Okay, that thing doesn't seem to die, so let's nope. He died. Oh. He's kind of dying? I don't really know. He seems like he has a lot of health. If that's the case. Oops. Oh, I can zoom the camera out more. Alright, I should stop trying to kill this thing. Apparently he's gonna take forever. Frame rate in this game, not great. The multiplayer, I'll at some point during these streams play the multiplayer. Oh, I was not paying attention. Okay. This is just how to kick, and I already know how to do that. But yeah, frame rate in this game, in both multiplayer and single player, is pretty rough. Is that what I was supposed to do? I think I need it. I don't know if there's any fall damage either. Oh, there we go. So yeah, I just wasn't very good at like adventure games. The true boss of the game. He's right at the beginning of the game. There's like some game, like, is it Two Worlds that like has the boss at the very beginning of the game? And you can go and I think you're not supposed to be able to kill him, but you can technically kill him, and it like spawns the final cutscene if you do kill him. All right, so it looks like I need to get like 4 of those little beams or whatever. Yeah, there's like this weird bomb bouncing thing too, where like bombs will start to bounce on each other, and you can kind of like build paths and things like that, and you can actually bounce off the bombs yourself. It's interesting. Alright, well, that wall, even though it despawns when I look away from it, it's obviously not there normally. Okay, what do you got? What do you have to say? Oops. I did not read that. Oh man. I'm gonna teach you how to most powerfully pump the bombs. Okay. Ah, you can squash enemies with the giant bombs then. Yeah. Okay, I wasn't aware that I had this immediately. Yeah, you can pump up bombs too by pressing A, and it just makes you walk slower. Although, that didn't seem to resolve the situation with that thing. There we go. Is that a crystal still over here? No. Okay. Alright. Snake Man. There is like a, and I don't know if this is something you can equip or something, but you can get clothes in this game, and you can like save characters. Oh, there you go. Oh, don't blow up. You can like save characters with different outfits and stuff. Alright, well, I did something to that. Whoops. Well. Ah, dang it! Oh, you know, I need to blow up this side too. That's what it is. Oh. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, I lucked out. The enemy knocked me down over there. Well, that feels like it was a bad thing because it got rid of the bridge, but it's probably fine. Everything's probably okay. Can I get in this water, or does this kill me? Okay, I seem to be okay here. But yeah, let me see if I can show you like what the bounce thing is real quick. Oh, that's bad. I need to wait for this to not blow up. Yeah, so you can kind of like bounce and like go to different areas that way. I don't remember if that's like an intentional thing or if they just kind of don't really design the game around it and then just let you figure it out if it's going to be useful or not. Dang it. Let's see if we can get that. Oh, nope. Oh, boy. Alright. Well, I feel slightly lost already. I know I can blow that up. Oh, there's a staircase over there. Is there an item down there? Yeah, I want that. Bomberman on Game Boy is like a very different thing where it's like, okay, so yeah, let's try the bounce here. Oh, I forgot to blow up the pots down there too. Yeah, see? Got over there. Oh, but I blew some stuff up that I want. And I want the pots anyway, so... Oh wait, no, I already blew these pots up. So unless there's new stuff in there... Oh, there is. I don't know if you keep track of that stuff so you can look at it. It doesn't look like it. I also don't know if there's like a time limit, like if you can max out the counter. Okay. So I think, can I still bounce or did I mess myself up here? Well, I guess, do I need to get over there is the first question. It doesn't look like there's any reason for me to get over there. I can walk across here. All right. Oh, the snake opened his mouth for some reason. I don't recall that happening, but, you know. I think this is where they start trying to teach you the bomb bouncing stuff. Cause you got like a bunch of these little platforms here. Yeah, and he's there to tell you. That's the other sure sign. I missed. I do not have remote bombs yet. There are like, yeah, multiple types of bombs. Okay. Whew. Let's see, can I do this? Yeah. I don't know what this is. This remote bombs? Yeah, so now I can blow these up at will. There's the crystal I need, so I need to go find the other things for that. I don't know if these are more powerful. Did not have an effect on that, at least. Oh, there's another green thing. Supposedly this game's only about 4 hours long. Let's see how that goes. Especially with how slow I've been moving so far. Oh. Oh, heart. Do I want these or do I just want to blow them up? I think I just want to blow them up. Yeah. That was 5. Oh, you can blow up individually as well. Alright. The nice thing about the remote bombs is that they stay, so you can, like, keep using them for platforming. Okay. So I'm gonna guess it's probably... Yeah, there it is. Okay. So you can do stupid stuff like this. And I think this is just kind of a stun trap now. Yeah. Oh no, don't hit me. All right. Anyways, yeah, let's actually do this right. I don't know if there's any real benefit to like fully exploring the stages. I do have like the crystal count up there, but you know, I could. This is probably better to do this way. Dang it. Close enough. Ah! We'll try that. We'll see how it goes. There we go. But I mean, there's like a lot more to this stage, so I feel like it's probably gonna be, if you want to revisit here and do some stuff, probably could. And like I said, the outfits and stuff you unlock. I have no idea how you unlock the outfits though. There's like these little like orange crystals that you unlock at some point. Let's see, how does this work? Or am I unable to do this right now? There's kind of like a weird thing going on here with this staircase. Like clearly they want you to do something. Then like it seems weird to like tell you to, hey, you can blow these bridges up, because I feel like you'd want the bridges to be there. But maybe I'm wrong. It's like how weird the level design in this game just doesn't ever feel quite right. All right, well, let's get out of here. Okay, firebomb remote. Collect 50 for an extra credit. Oh, once per stage. Okay, gold card. An item you receive when you complete certain objectives. There are 5 per stage, yeah, so. So we'll see if we actually end up with any gold cards, considering I have no idea what any of the objectives are. Saving data. Yeah, I got 0 gold cards on that stage. I remember getting pretty stuck on this guy a long time ago, and I have no idea if these fights are actually hard or if I just was bad. I mean, that seems pretty easy so far. I did get a gold card, which is nice. Oh. That seemed easy enough. It's interesting. I only got 2 gold cards from actually hitting him, so I wonder if like you have to do other things on that stage. I don't know. Oh, I got another one for time. Yeah, I like already don't recognize the stage at all, so very good chance that I never got this far. Actually, maybe I recognize this thing. Oh, hello. There. Okay. I don't have remote bombs. Oh, hello. All right, goodbye. I'm surprised like how short that pop-in is, considering like how tight this camera is already. Like, even for a 64 game, that feels like a very, like... Oh, come on. Yeah, okay. I do feel like there's just a lot of options for using bombs in this game. Okay, I got remote bombs. Oh, there's a bomb thing down there. Oops. But given like that you can, it looks like you can like come back to levels. I wonder if you can like screw yourself out of stuff if you like blow up a bridge and stuff like that. Like if it's not intended for you to be able to kind of do everything all in one go. Like that seems like a bad thing to do. But I don't know, maybe there's, oh, we get a little, oops, come on. Also very easy to fall off ledges in this game. Oh, here I am. Okay, let's go get whatever that is. Oh, that camera. Oh, just more remote bombs? Okay. I guess like if your levels are open like this, there's only, you have to make sure remote bombs are around. Just in case. Oh, you know what? I think this is like an elevator that you blow to get up? Yeah. I don't know how you get over there though. Or over there. Let's just go up more. That's a little terrifying. I feel like the door, or the bomb will clip through the floor and kill you. Oh, hello. Got him. Oh, I thought I could get over that. The square, not walk over texture. Okay. So if I can, well, here I am. Let's see. I'm not really sure if there's a benefit to this right now. Yeah. I also don't know if the objective is the same here, if I'm also looking for those pillars. Well, I guess I'm trying to go find that crystal is probably what it is. But I don't quite know where that was. If that was on this map, or if I had to go to the previous map for that. Oh, there we go, special bombs. Oh, that's close. Let me up, let me up. Okay. Is there anything of note back here? All this seems kind of frivolous. Oh, there's a gold! Oh! Oh! I wanted it. I made the mistake. I made a mistake. Alright, so let's head back this way. Oh, I still have the red bombs. Okay. So these remote bombs now? Ooh, that's scary. Nope, still just special bombs. Okay. So remote bombs are back over this way. Thank you. I'm guessing the bomb's timer doesn't start until after you, oh! Throw it. Maybe not. I don't know. All right, give me those remote bombs. So I need to go back the other way and then find out how to get that gold diamond without throwing myself in the water. Seems like it's probably something to do with this stuff over here. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I could probably bounce onto this. Oops. Dang it. No! Dang it. Well. Oh well. It's fine. Is there another one over here? Just money? Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we can go try to hit the weird logo thing. Oh. We can just drop down here. Come on. Oh, you know what? I think I can't pick it up because of the how close I am to it. So I need to do this. Throw that in there, and then we're just gonna bail. Thank you. Well, that didn't seem to do anything. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is a fruitless area for now. I guess we did get good bombs. Hey Zero, how's it going? I am lost, but that's about on par for me in this game, so. I guess, well, now I know these are elevators, so I should do those first. And then drop a bomb in here. How you doing tonight? I didn't see whatever your last message was before I started streaming, so. Ah! Other than you're playing Xenoblade, or you're focusing on a Xenoblade next, it sounds like, which is cool. I like Xenoblade Chronicles. Although I feel you when it comes to the what's it called? Heart to hearts, so. Yeah, I just started a little while ago. It's not that long. 30 minutes ago, something like that. But yeah, it's going okay so far. I'm more or less am just kind of exploring at the moment. I feel a little lost of what to do right now. I guess, I mean, the thing is I gotta go find this crystal. So now that I think about it, now that I know there's elevators that I can blow up and get up, I just need to look for elevators on this side of the map, probably. I blew up the bridge over here, though, and I wonder if that screwed me from getting to the other side. And I don't think I have any cool tricks I can do here. So maybe I made a mistake. I don't know if you can end up in like situations where you're just stuck. But it does feel like I'm just kind of stuck right now. I think it's up here, right? I don't know. Is it over here? No, that's the other place I was at. Yeah, this is a weird one. I was saying earlier when the stream started, this was the first Bomberman game I played. I played it when I was a kid, and yeah, it's just not quite what you'd expect for Bomberman. I mean, there's no way to easily back out of this. So I assume that we're not in a situation where we are screwed. But yeah, it's weird because like not only the bombs like physics different, like explosions are different and stuff, but like yeah, it's just like this really weird 3D puzzle game kind of thing, or adventure game, I guess you'd say. But and I played a lot of it as a kid, but never really could figure out what to do in it. And I'm getting a lot of deja vu here of just being kind of confused at what I should be doing in this case. There's a crystal that like a bird picked up at the start, and it was like, go find this crystal. And it did show me where it was. But that was also a while ago. So I don't quite remember where it was. So unless I don't know. I could try jumping to this other side of this thing. It didn't seem like it was in this area. It seemed like it was in that last area I was in. So I feel like I'm on the wrong track being up here. And I've also kind of circled around this area a lot already. There's that big logo there, but I don't know what to do with that. I can technically drop here and get whatever this is. I fell. Hello. But yeah, I don't really know what to do. Also, my explosions are really big in a terrifying way. I'm a little regretful that I got so much boost power to these explosions. Let's also see that gold diamond is back too. I want to see if that's the case. Yeah, I'm really looking forward. Like, I don't know. I don't have like a ton of I don't know what the word is. Expectations of Final Fantasy 15. I'm excited to be more familiar with that game because I feel like it's a game that I really want to spend more time with. It just was more of a matter of what was going on at the time that kind of kept me away. I mean, I didn't like it wasn't like Nier or yeah, see, I want to get over there, but I don't have a way to bounce. Wait, I could bounce from up here. I don't even have to do this. Oh, no, wait, I can't. I could bounce over here. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Yeah, I feel like unlike Resident Evil 7 and like a Nier Automata, I have a genuine excitement to play through Final Fantasy 15 again. Or start it again. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, so. No, you're fine. I was just saying that that like I'm excited to get back to that game. Like unlike Resident Evil 7, which I feel like I'm doing because I feel like I have to. Resident Evil 7 feels like a game I really want to get back into. Or Final Fantasy 15 feels like a game I really want to get back into. I'm trying to like figure out what I need to do here to get over here. My best answer is maybe like there's not enough space. I don't think there's enough space here to really put a bomb in between. And also I need to be very careful because I don't want to blow the box back up. Like that's not close enough. Like maybe there? That just feels not right, but we'll give it a shot. Let's try that. Cool video games. I like cool video games. God dang it. There we go. Okay. I don't know if that was intended. But here we are. I really hope that diamond's here. And that it's not just gone. Okay, it is. I almost killed myself, but we got it. Okay. All right. Now to go find what we actually need to do. Let's go. I haven't gone up here yet. I haven't gone up on this side. Maybe there's something of interest over here. I don't think there is. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. I didn't get him. That's okay. I think I just need to drop down here. Yep. Drop it on here. Oh, another one. Awesome. Okay. Alright, well, I guess we'll leave this side of the area. I don't know what else to do. Oh, money. Yeah, the Japanese voice acting for 15. I think the English voice acting is okay. I really like that dumb like ramen quest, like Gladios. He do I need to bounce across this? I could bounce across this, but to what end? To no end, it looks like. I like that, like the cup of noodles thing feels like a radio ad or something with how he like talks. It's pretty spot on. Okay. Okay, it's just a story, so I don't need anything about this. Is this thing gonna just decide to randomly open its mouth like last time? Can I blow his mouth open? Is that what makes him open? Did not realize that was happening. That's what made it open. Okay. That makes this area make a lot more sense. But hey, we got a lot of gold diamonds while I was running around lost. No! Alright. I guess just go to the center one and see what we got going on. Nothing. Ow! I could drop a bomb there. Yeah, there's the thing I need. Okay, let's go touch it. I'm gonna guess it's just gonna fly away from me immediately, like, oh boy. Give me that. Thank you. Alright. Yay! Goodbye! Okay, is this somewhere I recognize? Yes, I know exactly where this is. Okay, is there anything of note while I'm over here? There's probably some kind of diamond in these. That's a 5 rupee thing. I'm not too concerned about that. As far as I know, like, all those crystals do is give you, like, extra lives. I already blew these up. Can I drop down onto there? No, I can't drop down from anywhere here. Are these worth exploring? Whoops. Probably. That looks good. Except for the fact that I need to blow that up still. Okay, I don't need that, so it's not a big deal. I guess the story is... Why do you think I skipped the story? I think you mentioned earlier something about skipping the story in First Kiss Story, and I'm like, ah. I don't really skip story very often, I feel like, in games. I actually like the story quite a bit. Maybe the exception being Gunvolt. Just because that game you kind of have to skip story. Oh, no. I can do this. But yeah, like it's just basically like it's a very Kirby-like story where it's like Bombermen are just chilling, having a good time at their life on their Bomberman face planet, and then all of a sudden like these aliens come and decide, hey, dude, Bomber dude, we want your buildings and stuff, and they like anchor you to they like anchor like 4 different areas from your planet, I think, onto this space tower thing they're flying around in. There's not a lot to it. It's pretty straightforward, but it's a little weird. Alright. You know what? I probably should have, but you know, it's too late. Is that big enough? Gold diamond, give it. Thank you. I already read that dialogue. That's why. I read it earlier when we first got here. That's like the beginning of the level. So, okay, you need to go. Okay. I'm terrified. I'm terrified of these bombs. I think this is maybe enough to. Okay, yeah, just health or life counter stuff. I don't know if it's worth like sitting here and like scouring all these levels for this stuff either. Like, I don't know what the diamonds give us or anything. Okay, some money. All right, I think we're okay to just blow this entire bridge out. See what happens. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, there we go. Okay, we're good. And it's just the indie area. Okay, well, I guess that one diamond was the reason why you'd go there. Yeah, he's like talking about what he says in that is like he's talking about them trying to harness some power. Let me see what it was again. Basically, it was like, oh, the Omni Cube holds the power to rule the universe, and he's trying to harness that power. And he's like, you need to stop him, basically. So, anyways, that bird thing went up here. So let's go grab that real quick. We had a lot of the gold diamonds. I wonder if that was all of them. Yeah, if I realized that, oh no, he murdered that bird. If I realized that, that the bombs open those dinosaur mouths, this level would have been a lot faster. Alright. Oh, you know what? This is the wrong way. That way, goes to a dead end. But this way should be it. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Yay! It's kind of like Mario 64 where you can like select your stages if you want. So I think I would have gotten the 4th diamond or the 5th diamond if I got the time part of it. But yeah, so basically this is like the first tutorial stage, but I think you can select any of the levels in the game from the start. Which I guess is less like Mario 64, more like a Mega Man or something, but... Oh. Yeah, I just don't understand like how the gold diamond stuff works on bosses. I don't remember this boss fight at all, so I don't think I ever got this far. I could be wrong. I rented this game a ton as a kid, so I'm sure I got varying levels of like completed game files by other people and stuff that I messed with throughout the years. Got another diamond there. Oh, I think because I blew his wing off? Is that what it is? So maybe I should aim for his wing? I didn't get that anywhere near close enough. The perspective on this is weird. Oh, he's dead. I assume you'd get one from each wing, and then maybe, I don't know. I don't really know. I'm still confused, but yeah. Blue Resort. Let's go in order. It's probably easier. Switches and bridges. I do really like the music in this game. It's just pretty chill music. Oh boy, okay. Are you doing anything tonight? Studying for any exams or anything like that? Or the dreaded homework? Homework was my least favorite part about school. Like, I didn't mind going to school very much. I didn't mind doing work and stuff, but I hated like having to go home and dedicate time to school still. Which I realized you'd need, but I didn't want to need it. Jeez. I don't know. I assume I want to kill that? It's flying around like it wants to die. Ooh. Maybe if I make a big enough bomb, I can hit it. This butterfly just looks so suspicious. Okay, okay. Give that, thank you. Okay, cool. Paper writing became a lot easier for me in school once I actually like started writing more. Because I went through the majority of high school like not writing anything. I went through the majority of high school not doing much in general, to be honest with you. Partly because I was a bad student, partly because my school system was kind of garbage. So sometimes you just get teachers that are just like, you're just gonna watch Austin Powers Goldfinger in class, and it's like, all right. Is that what it's called? Austin Powers Goldfinger or whatever? I don't know. Got him. What if that's gonna burn the heart? Oh, it doesn't. Okay, cool. Can I just blow this thing up? Doesn't look like it. Ooh, wait. This camera, man. Wait. I'm worried that if I don't kill all the butterflies, one of them's gonna have one of the gold diamonds. I don't think I need all these hearts, but I really need to find remote bombs too. Oh, there we go. Speak of the devil. Give it to me. Makes this a lot easier. Double remote bombs. Don't kill me. Thank you. Let me see if I can blow these up with remote bombs. Yeah. Oh, something blew up that tree. Oh, there's one. Give it to me. Thank you. Is that it? I think that was all of them. I really shouldn't be looking for all these diamonds. It's a mistake. There's like a paper I wrote about in school how like I was very fortunate growing up, and I felt like, or at least at the time, maybe I still feel this way, I don't know, I felt like I squandered a lot of it, and I think my teacher misunderstood what I was trying to say in it and thought I was just being like a super cocky person and was like offended by what I had written and was like, oh, aren't you Mr. Perfect? I'm like, the entire point was that I did a terrible job of making use of what was given to me growing up. It's not that I was perfect, thank you. If anything, it was the opposite. That despite the greatest of circumstances, I kind of messed everything up. Not the greatest of circumstances, but you know, I had a pretty decent growing up. Like, it wasn't bad. My mom was always kind of short on money, but my dad was always pretty good for the most part. That was scary. Oh. So I guess I need to go back down? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and read it. Maybe I just did a really bad job with the paper. I think I have all my school paperwork still. I think there's a folder on my computer that's just all schoolwork still. I try to keep as much as possible. There's a few instances, but even like, even when I had like, when I was, like, oh boy, what's happening? Okay. Even when like I've had a falling out with somebody, I don't go and just like delete everything about them ever from my PC. I usually just like put them somewhere where I'm like, okay, I don't need to look at this ever again, but it's here for some reason I need it, or if maybe we work things out and then I don't want to regret getting rid of everything. Still have a bunch of letters from my ex-girlfriend in high school. She made me a lunch bag and I never took it to school. That was always sad. I was too embarrassed because I was a dummy. Oh yeah, no. I mean, like, I don't keep the paperwork of it, but I keep the digital copy of it, so I don't keep like what was graded. I think the only physical I kept was I did a paper on Sherman's March to the Sea that won an award. I was not very proud of that paper. It's actually kind of a bad example of my writing, I feel like. Uh-oh. Oh wait, I came from this way. But yeah, it's a bad example of my writing. I was, the entire time I was at that, like, I had to go to an event to accept the award and talk about my paper and stuff, and I just was I felt so out of place. Like, at the end of the day, I was like, I'm a dude who writes about video games. Like, I don't know, like, much about the Civil War outside of just what I'd learned in school. Like, it's not like I was some heavy researcher. Basically, what the premise of the paper was comparing northern or Union states coverage to southern states coverage of the Sherman's March to the Sea, and the different encounters that happened on it, and like how they presented the fight. You know, saying certain things were victories, certain things were not victories. So sometimes you'd have both sides coming up and be like, "Oh no, we won that fight." Even though, like, science or like history-wise, it was unclear who won or nobody won. It was like a stalemate kind of thing. So, but yeah, I don't know. I just never really. I'm a dude who writes about video games, so if you ask me to get excited about a school paper, it's hard for me. Can I blow this guy up with this thing? No, they just are forever. Okay. Okay, let's drop down here. Whee! I should have been more grateful for a, oh my gosh. I think it's the water that just makes them explode immediately, which is terrifying. I should have been more grateful for my work and been more proud of it. But I didn't. I wasn't. But otherwise, yeah, I just keep digital copies of everything. I need to get a better way to back up my stuff. I used to do manual backups, but as I've gotten older and busier and have more money, I should find a way to automate that process rather than sit there and just like have a portable hard drive that I just offload everything onto. Because it's been a while since I've backed up, so I really need to. But I try to maintain as much as possible when it comes to at least my digital stuff. I have a I have a period of time between like 2008 and 2009, I think, where I kind of didn't keep track of stuff, and I think I lost a lot of my stuff from then. But otherwise, oh, diamond. Otherwise, I keep pretty good record of all my stuff. Holding on to game footage has been a challenge though, because game footage is so large, and I record them at like such a high definition. Like when I record Bomberman 64, I'm still recording at like 1080p, 60 frames per second, even though I probably absolutely don't need to do that. But here I am. So, and I honestly would back up my streams, and I still consider backing up my streams. But it's just the space. It would be, I could probably grab like a 4 terabyte hard drive and fill it with most of my streams at this point, I'd imagine. Okay. So I think this water is not good. I think if I touch this water, I'm dead. So I think I need to get across here somehow. Is this okay? Just here, I think. There's like a, oh, okay, it's just like a corner. So I've actually heard that, I don't know if this is true, that solid state drives are not great for backing up because if they die, they just straight up die. Like, as far as I know, you just can't recover a lot of the data from it. Where like with the hard drive, if it fails, you can still pull data off of it, even if you don't get everything. So I definitely want like I definitely want a solid state drive that's like bigger, because I have a small solid state drive. Oh no. Okay, I can throw this out. Okay. Oh. I have a, oh, you can pick your heart back up. That's cool. I have a small solid state drive that I use for my PC right now, and I put games and my OS on there. I lowered the water somewhere. Where did I lower the water? This is what I get for not paying attention. There? Here? Is this where I lowered the water? Yes. To what extent? To what end? What is the purpose of this down here? Why did I lower this water? Maybe it lowered the water in the rest of the stage? That's what it is. Or maybe I feel like I've definitely been up over here, because this is the inside of here then. Okay. Oh, the gate went down. Ah, I missed it. Yeah. I mean, like, solid state drive is a good thing to have, but for like, I think for long-term backup, I think it might not be good. I had to do some more research on it, to be honest. But yeah, I need to make a more automated process though for backups. At the very least, I need to back up my writing. That's probably the most important thing. Game footage, you know, it's handy if I have footage on hand, but it's not essential. So So it's not a big deal if I can't get any, if I can't back up my game footage. But I prefer to. Maybe, you know, in the future it might be more essential because, you know, everything being what's it called? You know, service-based games, so once a game goes offline, you'll lose it. But does it really matter if I have Bomberman 60? You said you're mine? Does it really matter if I have Bomberman 64 footage or something? Probably not. Oh boy, get away from me. Oh. Okay. Oh, he can shoot through the wall. That's unfair. Oh, nice. I think I got 2 from that, actually. Oh no, give me my heart back. Oh, he got my heart. Oh, dang it. I wonder if how you get them is to, like, bounce the bomb on their head. Oh, boy. Ah! Give me your diamond! Oh! Oh, Jesus. I died. I lost my diamonds. Or the cloud, yeah, that's the next thing. I don't know what these credits are for, honestly. I assume it's not for the entire game. Maybe to start an area over if you lose your credits. Also cannot skip these cutscenes. It's weird because I use the analog stick to move around, but the game's not analog, it's digital as far as I can tell. At least in terms of the directions you move. Okay. 1. Oh, jeez. I don't know. I guess my heart's carried over from last time's maybe what that was. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Don't corner yourself with your own bombs. Yeah, he's gonna jump, so I should just drop that there and move. Give me that. Oh, give me your heart. Yeah. Oh. Dang it. So, I probably shouldn't use the slow bombs, but they're so big. So tempting to use. Ah, so close. I lost my heart. Yay. Well, we didn't get one of the diamonds, but it's like the tiniest Star Fox explosion instead of like a big scream. Oh, and like the hugest explosion. It's like, ah! It's like, Stage 3. Pump it up. Rips for Jesus. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's weird, when you get to the edge of the level, it feels like it just magnetizes you off, and you're like, oh, okay, bye. Pump it up. Oh! Pump it up! I missed. Alright. 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 Can't see anything, but... Oh, boy. I can't blow those up without remote bombs. Oh no, I can't blow that one up. I messed it up, but I can definitely do it. Ah! Take that! Die! Yay. Okay. That is scary. I shouldn't get that close to the edge. Okay, this one I can't blow up unless I have remote bombs. Let's see what this is down here. Yeah, we'll grab it real quick. Oh, dang it. Okay. I'm thinking a little bit of that, like, that Professor Layton game that got fan translated recently. I'm wondering if that's something I want to look at. The problem with it being on, 3DS, so capturing it's kind of a pain. I feel like this whole year has just been me lamenting about 3DS and DS capture. And I kind of missed my chance to resolve my issue. I decided to care too late, so... it is really cool to have the Wii U do the DS emulation stuff, but I think I'm just too cautious of it. Like, I worry that we'll start playing through Tales of the Tempest, and then like halfway through the game will just soft lock, and I'll be like, well, now what? So. I like these little graphics in these dialogue boxes. Okay, gotta repair the waterway. Oh yeah, they have guns. I forgot. Do I repair the waterway by blowing it up? I can definitely do that. It's a really cute princess. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Alright, that was a mistake. I don't think I can... Yeah, there's an invisible wall there. Okay. So I need to get on top there, I think, to drop a bomb down there. If that's what I'm even supposed to do. Thank you. It seems like that's probably what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I won't know until I try. That's definitely true. So... But we'll see. I'm kind of on hold on the DS stuff for right now until I commit to something. I'm a bit split. I do want to play, after we play Resident Evil 7, I do want to play through an RPG on stream. A shorter one, obviously. So I'm looking at Quest 64 and Tales of the Tempest. Those are the two ones I'm really looking at the moment. I'd have to look through my collection to see if there's anything else. Last Rebellion, I think, is a short RPG. So that's one that that's definitely an option. I think I have a copy here for that. I really wanted it to be the Wizard of Oz RPG, but that just straight up hard crashes on Wii U, so we can't stream that without some kind of DS capture card or doing a PC emulator. Oh, what is that? There's a question mark. Yeah, Last Rebellion would be interesting, because Last Rebellion actually has a very, at least from what I've seen, a very Xenosaga Episode 2 battle system, and I really like the battle system in Xenosaga Episode 2. So... You know, part of me is always like, you know, but will it actually be good? You know, I remember hearing it was really awful. But... I heard Valkyria Revolution was really awful, and I really liked it. So it's always good to remember that I should, you know, be cautious of that stuff and you know, play a game if I'm interested in it and not think too much about how other people feel about it. I think I'm more likely to, oh boy, he has his gun. More likely to check out a game if it's if it is a bit more divisive, just because I like don't shoot me. I like seeing I like kind of seeing for myself if it's something that people are like, oh man, this is just straight up bad. I'm like, is it really just straight up bad? Let us see. Let me take a crack at this. I mean, that's part of what like caught my interest for Mighty Number 9 in the first place was like I saw people straight up hating that game. I was like, well, it looks fine, and I look at it and I'm like, there's a pretty cool mechanic here. I need to go back down because I drained the water. I'm like, there's a pretty cool mechanic here, and like theoretically, like the stuff I'm seeing people are hating about, a lot of it seems very sounds like old Mega Man. It was like I had a similar feeling when I was playing Final Fantasy 13, where it was like, you know, when Final Fantasy 13 was coming out, I was literally playing Final Fantasy 10, and a lot of the complaints kind of line up. I think Final Fantasy 10 is a better game than 13 for sure. And in a lot of ways, those games are very similar, at least on like the surface level when you compare it to like other Final Fantasies. 10 and 13, I feel like probably have the most similarities between any of the other games they in that series for them. I guess what I mean by that is like the games that are that 13 and 10 relate to most, I feel like are each other. So not necessarily saying they're the most alike games in the series. So I do think Last Rebellion is fairly short though. Also, it's nice to give you a chime to let you know when you've gone over target for time, so you can like be like, oh, I screwed up and start over. Oh man, what was that? Oh, another question mark thing. I don't know what that is. I honestly don't even know what the story of Last Rebellion is at all. Axeman! Alright. I still don't have remote bombs either, which means I really can't deal with these guys super well. Although my explosion might be big enough that I can kill it. Okay, I got that one. I don't know if I can kill this one, though. Oops. Okay, I had to get it. Oh, I do want that heart. Alright, so, let's head back this way. I don't think there's anything I can do really with the lack of water over here. This looks like it's pretty much where it was before. Yeah, I wish I had more time for JRPGs in my life. That's the number one genre that I love it, and I always want more of it, but and I keep buying them. Okay, I've already been up here. Do I need to drop down here is what it is? No. But like, just the time commitment is always so much. And it's just harder and harder to justify it. Although, like, it's honestly, it's bad for like podcasts because like I need to stay like with the variety. But for like keeping me busy doing other things while I work on other content, it's actually really nice because it doesn't put me in many situations where like I like with Mighty Gunvolt Burst, where it's like I want to talk about this game now, even though I just bought it as like something to do on a plane ride, but now I want to talk about that game and like the problems I have with it, because I did a quick play stream last week, but that just did not feel substantial enough, and I feel like I did a bad job of explaining what problems I had with that game and like what I think they mean from the perspective like of an indie creates game. I feel like that I missed. I'm kind of at a loss what to do right now. I feel like these things need to go together is what it seems like, and I think to do that I need to throw a bomb in that little like mermaid princess urn thing. And so I went up here and I drained that water down here out. And I went down there. And I feel like I blew all this stuff up, and it was all just items. There's this wall, but oh no, don't hit me. I don't really know what to do with these wall symbols yet. Like, it looks like I should be able to push it or something. Okay, maybe that pushed it. Alright. Oh, is this the thing I'm trying to push over is what it is? I can't tell from this far down. I wonder if I can push this too far, or if this is, like, just push it as far as you can. There we go. Okay, so it is this. Oh, and the water goes into the thing. There we go. Okay, so head back up here. I love these tiny staircases in this game. It's weird because there's a lot of those symbols earlier in the game, and when I bomb them, it doesn't do anything. So, I mean, I guess the difference with that one is that there were like little like wheels on it, or maybe not wheels, but like a track for them that you could see. I remember hating this boss as a kid, but again, I was a child. Oh boy. Okay. So I blew up his nose. I'm gonna guess I need to blow up his eye. Maybe his tail? It looked like his tail burned a little bit. Maybe it's his fins. He's dead. Maybe I just like didn't know how to play this game when I was a kid at all. Because that was pretty easy to get through, and I doubt I cared that much about these little golden triangles back then. I probably just wanted to play the game. What time we're at? 8:40 or 8:20? I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, and then we'll go to White Glacier, I think, or Red Mountain. We'll do White Glacier. I'll be right back. All right. Good news. My light was off in the hallway, and didn't realize that my bathroom door was only partially open, and so I walked right into it. Blizzard Peaks. I feel like this tree is close enough that I assume there's some kind of secret item in here. Okay, nothing special. I finished Metroid Prime Federation Force this week, so that was pretty fun. That game's alright. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and tell you it's an amazing game. But you know, it doesn't deserve the hate people give it. I mean, people are mostly mad about it because there hadn't been a Metroid game, like a more mainline Metroid game in so long. I don't know how people feel about Metroid Samus Returns or whatever the 3DS one. I forget what it's called. I think there's Return of Samus, and then there's like Samus Returns. Like two different things. One of the other is the actual Game Boy Metroid. But yeah. So that makes the 3 Metroid games I've played through. Metroid Prime Hunters, Metroid Prime Federation Force, and then Metroid Prime. And I literally don't remember anything about Metroid Prime. So I feel like my experience is pretty much just the 2 portable games that nobody likes. But yeah, it was interesting. I wouldn't play that Metroid Prime Federation Force alone. It did not seem very I don't know if very good for that is the right word, but it did not seem like okay. It didn't seem. Yeah, this is dangerous. It didn't seem like a good single-player Metroid. Where, well, maybe because I mean, Metroid Prime First Hunt or Metroid Prime Hunter is not First Hunt. Sorry, First Hunt is the demo. That game isn't like a particularly good single player either, if people consider it. So it's probably wrong to say that it's a better, like it's more single player focused, but Hunters has a single player campaign. It's a very weird and interesting kind of thing to look at, where Federation Force is more or less just like the co-op campaign, it seems like. Like you just basically play the co-op campaign alone, sounds like. I should go look and see how that's handled, because there's definitely missions in there where it's like they want you to do some weird stuff, but I'm gonna imagine what it actually is that they just basically design it so you don't do any of the weird stuff and you just walk through the game and shoot through everything. Yeah, I've been Metroid series that, you know, growing up for some reason it just never really grabbed me. I don't know if it's the style and aesthetics or what. So I picked up Metroid Prime Hunters because I was a Metroid Prime on the GameCube, because that was just like, I like GameCube a lot. GameCube's like my favorite, or at the time was like my favorite platform. Oh, I want that. And I got bored real quick, and at some point I forced myself through it, honestly. So I don't know if I mean, like, I have no idea if it was any good or not for me. Like, I was such a kid and didn't think too much about like what I liked and disliked about it. I just knew I wasn't like having fun, and so I didn't spend much time on it, except for eventually I decided that I just was gonna plow through the rest of it, because I'd gotten pretty close to the end. So I don't know, I need to replay it. I have the Metroid Prime Trilogy collection on Wii U, and I think there's like a leak that it's gonna be on Switch as well. I'm a little worried that I'm gonna get pushed back here. Okay, I think I'm okay. I don't really understand how these Blizzard mechanics are working, so. But yeah, so Super Metroid's definitely one I need to check out eventually. I have Zero Mission because of the, or not Zero Mission, Fusion because of the Ambassador program, but I'd probably buy it on Wii U or get a Game Boy Advance copy. Although the problem with Game Boy Advance nowadays is that, you know, there's a bunch of like bootleg carts out there and stuff, so it's not necessarily as easy as just buying a copy, because you need to like be able to just, it's sometimes it can require opening up the game to figure out if it's real or not. When I bought Shaman King Master of Spirits 2, I just looked inside of the original Shaman King game I had, and just compared them and hoped that they were running off the same hardware, and was like, well, I hope this is a legit copy of Shaman King 2. I don't know. Looks the same. So either I have two, either I have a bootleg copy of Shaman King Master Spirits 1 and 2, or I have two legitimate copies of Shaman King Master Spirits. Dang, I want to kill that snowman. But this blizzard, yo. I don't know if there's like a big bootleg 64 scene or not. I don't know if it's easy to create these cartridges. I haven't heard too much about them. I feel like I've always seen bootleg Game Boy games though. Like even back when Game Boy Advance was like actively at like GameStop and stuff, I'd see bootleg Pokemon cards and things like that. Where I don't feel like that's the case for pretty much any other cartridge-based console. Oh no. That's sad. His brother and sister died. Rest in peace. I still don't really know. I guess those are probably technically enemies. They seem so harmless. They're just like little snowflakes flying around. I really like this like mountain texture, which is just like horrendously stretched. I don't even know what it is. Like I can't figure out what it's supposed to be. But I guess that's a lot of Nintendo 64 games, man. I think, oops, I didn't want to do that. I think I need remote bombs here, because I don't think this bomb can go down far enough. And I need a, I think I can't do small bombs. I think it has to be a large bomb. Yeah. I guess technically, oh boy. Technically I could walk down there and throw a bomb down. Let's see if, let's see what's over here real quick. Okay, fire up. Oh, I can't put a bomb there. Yeah. There we go. But yeah, Metroid's one of those series that even back in like my Nintendo forum days, back when I like was on Nintendo.com and they had like a non-support forum. Now they only have like a regular old support forum or whatever. Oh no, Mike! People gave me a hard time about not playing through Metroid even back then. That was like 2004, so I was like 14. That's right? 2004, 14? Yeah, that matches up with my age. I realized the other day that like it's been 15 years since I played through Baten Kaitos. Which sounds like that sounds incredibly, actually, you know what, maybe it's not, because I think I wrote a review of the original Baten Kaitos. So I must have been 18. So maybe that's more accurate, because I was thinking like I played through Tales of Symphonia when I was like 14 or 15, and that feels accurate. Like it feels like it's been half my life since I've played Tales of Symphonia. But But Bon Kaitos did not feel that way, and I think I might be right in saying that that is actually I need to pay more attention to what I'm doing. That is actually a game I played when I was like 18-ish, maybe. This is sounding right now I think about it, because I think I got it the same day as I got Gotcha Force, and I'm pretty sure this was after high school for me. Because I had started writing about video games by the time I got Gotcha Force. That's right. Thank you for letting me talk about my history. It is interesting, like the concept of time and stuff, and like I feel like everyone's always like, oh, it just constantly feels like it's getting faster, but I feel like I always have really weird like references for time. It's usually related to video games, and so it's like sometimes things feel weird, like oh, that didn't feel that long ago, or oh, that felt forever ago, kind of thing. Final Fantasy XIV is always a weird one, because I think that came out in 2011, so we're getting close to 10 years since Final Fantasy XIV originally came out, I think. Maybe it was 2012. Apparently it's just where we're going. We're just leaving. Yeah! Oh, I'm becoming an old man, though. I'll be 30, not next year, but the year after that. God. I remember really liking this guy's design. Regardless, I have no lives. Oh boy. Just beat the crap out of me. Well, I don't have any hearts, so that means that I have to get a heart from him first and foremost. So maybe I just should kick him with some bombs first, rather than try to blow up or hit him to get diamonds. Oh, he didn't give me a diamond. Nope, not ready. Ow, fuck you. Oh, oh, that's close. Oh, you gotta hit him when he's coming at you. Oh, I need that. I need that. I need that. I need that. Yeah, my life is not basically over. I got a ways to go. Thank God. Oh, I blew myself up. I did the bomb chain back to myself where I kicked too many bombs. It is getting weird though, like when I follow people on Twitter and like, oh, they're like 18. I'm like, like, should I be following them? It's probably fine. I do think people get weirded out when somebody like a lot older than them just suddenly shows up and is like, hey man, I'm here to look at your art, your Devil May Cry art. But it's probably fine. I want your heart. Ah, oh yes, 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 yes. Okay. I don't know how to get the other diamonds from him. Oh, maybe they come from the. Oh no. Goodbye. I don't know why I'm concerned about those diamonds. I have no idea what they do for me. You're used to this after college? I forget what I was talking about, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, this is weird. The ice physics in this game are very strange. They don't act like you'd expect. Like, you slide, but you have like a, I don't know, maybe it is as you'd expect. It's like a very, oh, it's a very like weird slide. It doesn't feel fluid, I guess, like in the way ice physics typically do in games. I will say, like, and I'm very fortunate for having a good job, considering I got out of college and basically could not figure out what I was going to do. And I think a lot of people I know that were out of college still are kind of directionless in life. I have a good job that pays well, and I enjoy my time there. I mean, obviously it's not like what I'm passionate about, but you know, I'm happy, and I'm dead. But I have a decent amount of money, like a disposable. I mean, I have an apartment, so it's not like I'm, you know, amazing, but yeah. Yeah, I definitely had a lot of people who were in their like 40s and stuff when I was in school. I went to Georgia Perimeter College, which is a very like low-level budget school for Georgia, and so you got a ton of people coming in with like scholarships, because when you get like old enough, you can get money to go to school and stuff. So I definitely saw a ton of those people there. And then I went to Georgia State University after that, which was an incredibly diverse school. And you had people of all sorts of ages and stuff coming from different countries and things like that. So that was always a really good experience. I'm really like, I basically didn't get anything out of going to school in terms of like getting a job. But I'm very, very thankful I went to school, because I feel like it gave me a lot of time to develop as a person, and I felt like I got a lot of nice experiences out of that, and I kind of learned my work ethic, and I learned how to work alone because I was doing writing and stuff on my own. It just gave me a lot of time to develop some skills that may not necessarily be something that I get from being in a classroom per se, but it gave me a treadmill to walk on while I was doing all this other stuff. So, and I think school definitely contributed to that stuff. So, hopefully you can find a job when you're out of school. I forget what career you're doing, but I don't know like what kind of the job outlook looks like. Public relations looked good until I realized that because I didn't like dedicate myself to it from start to finish, it became difficult to get a job. Because people wanted people who were like you know, had done a bunch of, oh yeah, for all this, done a bunch of PR stuff. And then I was like, I did a bunch of journalism stuff, and people were like, we don't really want you. I mean, if you're gonna hire someone for PR, you'd rather have somebody who's you know, done PR work, not journalism work. There's definitely a relationship between them. They can help you get started, but Atlanta was like a super competitive space for PR, so. This control's a little weird, by the way, if it's not obvious. Like, I'm having to hold, I guess it doesn't control that weird. I'm having to hold down to walk up right now. So I just have to be very careful about where I'm going. Although I think I could do this, and I could maybe, yeah, I could do this and walk up with up. Technically. Oh my gosh, I hate this. I hope this is where I'm supposed to be going. Or is this just like a little diamond or something? Which, I mean, I want the diamond, but... I still don't know what those things are, if they're like clothes or what. I need to go look to see if I got any clothes. This game's short enough that if I can wear them, I probably should start wearing them. Also, the sun is killing me. I don't know how obvious this is on stream, but it's very difficult to tell where this ice is right now. Oh, yay. Okay. Don't knock me off the edge, please. Did I come from this way? I don't even know. No, I did not. Yeah, this game's neat. This is a pretty neat game. There's a second game in this series. But I think it's probably one of the most expensive Nintendo 64 games because I think it got a really limited print run. And I think it came out really late in 64's life. I don't know what the Japanese copy's like price-wise. Although, I mean, like, this game is gameplay focused enough that it might be that the Japanese version's even gotten expensive depending on how things are. Alright. Alright. Well, I guess we're going to jump down there. Oh, I forgot to put the bomb down first. Dang it. I'm going to try this, but this is probably a bad idea. I got it. Oh, thank God. Okay. I did not get that thing. Oh. Okay, so it looks like I want to basically ramp myself back up on the other side. I think the biggest problem, like, getting out of college more than anything is just finding what kind of drives you. I was talking to a friend recently who kind of talked about, like, how an MMO is, like, important to, like, keep his life in flow, I guess maybe is the way to put it. I don't know for sure if that's how he'd put it, but basically it's like something to keep you in check, I guess, is maybe the word. Like feeling like you're progressing in life, even if it's not necessarily like a life progression kind of thing. Just like something to keep you, I don't know what you would call it, like maybe keeps the flow of time in mind, maybe. And I mean, that's definitely writing about video games for me. Is like, here's this treadmill you can just keep running on, because once you get out of school, you kind of lose a treadmill, and if you don't have anything you're doing otherwise, you're kind of just like, well, I guess the treadmill is get a job, ? And if that doesn't happen, then you're kind of just like, well, what now? Okay. So I need to go down here. I probably should have paid more attention to this ramp. Let's start in the center one. See if this gets us somewhere good. Okay. Alright, that did not get us anywhere good, but we can at least see what's going on here. So I think the right side is really the only side we need to worry about here. And then I think this is probably a diamond on this side, so we might go for that too. Don't touch me, thank you. Yeah, I guess keep occupied is what it is. I think it's more than just keep occupied, but I definitely think that word probably is pretty close to it. So I'm very fortunate that I'm passionate about video games to the extent that I am, because I think I'll tell you, sometimes it's nice to just be like, hey, what if I just like stopped doing everything I did and just played video games like a normal person? Like, I would play so many more games and I would have so much less stress. But I don't know. I like how I think about games. I think at this point I've thrown myself down the hole enough that alright, I've thrown myself down the hole enough in terms of like how I write about games that it'd be very difficult for me to go back to not writing about or not thinking about games that way. Wow. Okay. What we got? We're at like 850 right now. We might try a round of multiplayer after this, or maybe I'll wait till next time to do that once we beat the game. That's the end. But yeah, I really love what I do, and like I'm very fortunate that I have a passion for what I do and care so much. But sometimes it definitely is like, why am I doing this? To what end? Talk about video games. I love talking about video games. That's actually probably to what end it is. But yeah, my uncle, one of my uncles, is really struggling right now because he's kind of like, he typically writes, but he's just, I don't think he's really been in the mood for writing, and he used to do some video game coverage stuff for a very specific game, and I think he got burnt out on that game and doesn't want to write it or do anything with it anymore, really. And so, like, he's kind of just stuck trying to figure out what he's doing with his life. Okay, we got another question mark. Let me down. Let me down. Oh no! Oh no! So he's like, he'll like ask me about stuff sometimes, like what I do to keep busy and like find purpose in things, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm fully invested in this video game thing. I guess writer's block. I think he's just in a weird spot of his life right now in general. He moved to like a different state and I think he kind of regrets it. So I mean, that's cool that God Eater 3 is on the Switch. I don't know if there's anything like, you know, much to say about it. I guess what I'll say about it is I'm surprised it happened so quickly. I didn't really expect it to, but I don't know how long it's been out in Japan for, I guess. Maybe is the big thing. So I think it's surprised it happened so quickly, but that's cool. I mean, that makes a lot of sense because oh yeah, the Tails costumes. I do like that they showed it in like the default God Eater outfit or like character creator thing rather than try to make like a fake version of those Tails characters. But yeah, I think that's cool. Like, why not? You know, I'll probably be it on PS4 still. But I think that's neat, and because there's no like Vita these days, you know, that market is there. Time bombs. But yeah, I'm still in God Eater 2. We've been on a break since one of the people in our God Eater group hasn't been feeling particularly well. So yeah, I may have mentioned this last week, but I'm still just looking at Vitas. Maybe like I feel like I should get a portable Vita, and then if I get a portable Vita, I probably would feel better about hacking my Vita. My Vita TV particularly, because yeah, I don't know, it would suck that I wouldn't be able to like do any kind of like, I don't really know the limitations of hacking a Vita TV right now. Like I assume you can't go online anymore, but maybe that's not the case. But my Vita TV is also having like memory card issues, and I don't really want to buy, like, basically I've been hearing is that the Vita memory cards are dying. They're not lasting quite as long as they maybe should have. Lasting just as long as they needed to for the Vita, it sounds like. And so like there are ways to use more like standard SD cards with the Vita. But you have to hack your system to do that. So, oh boy. So, you know, I'm concerned about my stuff going away, but and I have to double check. I think I may have backed up a lot of it already in the content manager software. The problem is if I want to go ahead and back up my stuff again at this point, whatever's in there right now, like my save files and stuff, which I'm not too worried about my save files, but I am worried about my PlayStation Mobile games, since those are cannot be re-downloaded. Oh man, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I feel like I'm not getting anywhere near hitting him. There we go. Those can't be re-downloaded, so like that's my concern. Is losing that with my memory card kind of puttering out. But then if I do that, like the PlayStation Mobile stuff, at least in terms of on official hardware, you can't run that without like a network connection thing that you set up. And I think you have to have set it up before the PlayStation Mobile stuff had went away. So I don't think it's as easy as just you know, moving stuff over to my new official Vita and then running it at that point. So I don't know. It's a thing. But I would like a portable Vita anyways. But you know, justifying the cost is a different thing. Huh? That didn't hit him. I keep thinking that this is like a an arena I can fall down in, but it's actually a wall that I can just see through. Oh boy. Also, I'm really scared my bombs are gonna hit me. Oh no! Oh, this is scary. I don't like this. Ay! Oh, I didn't get him. Get away, get away, get away. I feel like that was working before, but now it's does not seem to be. Oh, he saved me, thank God. So close. And now you want to stab a bunch. Oh jeez, the camera like was freaking out there. I don't know if I have a heart. I don't think he ever dropped a heart is the thing. Okay, 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 okay. I think we got him. Yay! Oh, close. But yeah, so that's my biggest concern with the Vita right now is getting a SD card. The ability to use an SD card would be good. So I think this is about on track. I saw this game was about 3.5 hours long. It took us about 2 hours to get through 3 of the 5 areas. So, although it says the playtime is only 1.5 hours. So, let's let me look at the custom thing, because I think what those question marks were might have been us getting clothes. Oh, I can change my name. Can't use the D-pad on the screen. Nintendo 64, a lot of the earlier controllers actually have a surprisingly good D-pad, but you just can't use it for anything other than like 3 games. Okay, yeah, so I did get a knight's helmet. Cat suit, knight armor, a knight sword, knight shoes, iron sneakers, and high tops. Little soldier Bomberman. So this is the weird thing. I recall doing this when I was a kid, like making this little Bomberman guy, and I feel like at no point do you ever use him. Yeah, see, like, I'm just normal old Bomberman. So I don't really know what that custom thing is for. Like, it's a cute little dress-up thing. But you think you'd be able to use it in game or something. Let me see, maybe in the battle mode you can use them? Yeah, I don't know, you're just like normal Bomberman here. Oh, there's a custom option here. Ah, maybe that's how it is. I know I was gonna play, said we were gonna play some, what's it called, but yeah, looks like it's the multiplayer stuff. Okay, that makes sense. It's frame rate! Oh no, he's got all the stuff! There's actually some really interesting levels on here, and actually we'll probably look at this more next week. Because I think the multiplayer in this game is super fascinating. Maybe a bit simple in some ways. Like, I don't know if this is... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I lucked out. Oh. And then you become ghosts, and you can harass the other players, and, like, make them... Like, I don't have control of my character there. Alright. That's enough of that. Yeah, it's a weird game. Okay. We'll play more of that next week. It's a shame that I can't bring you guys along to play that with me. But it is a local multiplayer only game. Valkyrie Chronicles 4, I'm gonna warn you right now. This quick play stream might be a little sporadic. I think what the plan is we're just gonna do one of the skirmishes, which is like a little like side mission that doesn't really have any like story relevance or anything. It's just kind of like a way you can just kind of grind out a mission. It's like a generic mission, I guess, on a map. So I think we'll play a bit of a skirmish, and I'll try to talk about like what changes have happened in I guess talk a little bit about like Valkyrie Chronicles as is, and then also like the changes or differences in this game. I think this might be an okay map. This is kind of a bland map, but I think it shows off some of the interesting things about this. So I'm probably not gonna talk too much about this stuff here that's going on. So basically, if you're not familiar with Valkyrie Chronicles, it's like a semi real-time turn-based RPG. With some like real-time shooting mechanics, but everything's kind of weird. I think it's pretty self-explanatory once you actually see what's going on here. So I'm gonna bring Minerva with me. So I just want to dang it, grabbed the wrong person. I just want to kind of go through some of these basic I'm not paying attention to the relationships at all. I should do that real quick. So let's see. Ryan likes Ronald and Onan. Who does Vancy like? She likes Zyga, so we'll put Zyga with him. Here I go. There's like a bunch of weird like relationship stuff with this series where it's like, oh, certain characters like each other more, and so you kind of want to stick them together. Other characters don't like other types of characters. Thank you for saying so quickly for that. Also, I should turn the sound up. I'm guessing there's like barely any sound. Let me know if it's too loud, Zero. I appreciate you pointing that out. So yeah, so basically, you just kind of want to choose people who kind of work with each other a bit. So let me think a little bit about this. I'm gonna get another Grenadier person. Placement. I overwrote somebody because I'm smart. I never have any trouble with this menu except for now. So I'm gonna overwrite them. Put him back in there, and I'll grab a couple snipers.
I've got this.
That's a nice breeze.
And then we got some tanks. So I'll bring engineer to repair the tanks.
Ready and waiting.
We'll do that. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of like a semi-real-time strategy game where you kind of it's like a turn-based strategy game with some real-time elements. Is what it is. I should probably just listen to the audio. Actually, it's probably what I should do rather than making you do my work for me real quick. Sorry, I kind of jumped into this really quickly without thinking too much about it. So let me open this up. So hopefully the audio isn't too bad right now while I try to figure this out. But it's a little too loud. Okay. Thank you very much. Probably should just start over, but that's okay. I'm gonna bump it down a little bit more. I think that's probably okay. All right, let me know if it's still too loud, and I'll do what I can. So yeah, just like some basic mechanics here. Basically, if you have like a we'll just grab like a normal. We'll grab my engineer, just because I kind of want to use these other characters to show off some other stuff. But basically, you get down to the map. Everybody's stationary. That includes the enemies on the other side of this barricade here. And at the bottom of the screen, we have like an energy meter to move around and stuff. And as you move around, that meter depletes. And you basically walk through, try to find enemies. They stand there, but if you like walk in front of enemies and they see you, they'll start firing at you. So he's actually got a machine gun. That's actually real bad for this character right now. So then, like when we go to aim and shoot, it's basically paused. If you've ever seen Valkyria Chronicles stuff, Valkyria Chronicles, this is pretty much the core of this game. And then there's some stat-based stuff going on here with like accuracy, the ability for a character to dodge, and then you get your little anime person pose. Like, I'm so happy I murdered somebody. And then once you're finished, you pretty much just end your turn, and you stay there. And then like same thing when the enemy moves. If your character see them, you'll shoot them. It's pretty straightforward for the most part. And that's kind of the main focus of Valkyria Chronicles. Okay, I can't remember if I can blow this wall up, so I'm just gonna try that real quick.
Just watch me.
Everyone has like these little like power-ups and stuff too, depending on the situation. So I can try to make a hole here. Nope. Okay, we can't do that. That's fine. So let's see. Actually, there must be a way because oh, you just have to blow through it. Okay. It's gonna take some time. Tanks are probably not very useful on this mission because of that then. Because there's no way for a tank to get out as far as I can tell other than that thing. So yeah, so some differences in this game is a couple of class differences. So the snipers previously are kind of like a easy class to kind of get through and just kind of like start picking enemies off. They don't have a lot of movement, so cases like this, they just kind of slowly like navigate the environment in some of these larger maps. And because this isn't on like a PSP, it's definitely a larger map. But yeah, you can get them up to here and then kind of like pick off people from afar. Obviously the tank I'm probably not gonna be able to do, but this guy I definitely can. So they have really high accuracy. Shoot. Bam. What's really different about the snipers in this game is before they'd be more like a very offensive role. So if it wasn't your turn, they kind of did nothing. They just kind of like stood around. But in this one, oh, and we'll talk about those grenades here in a little bit. But in this one, if I like leave them there, and that's kind of a terrible place to put her, but I'm not focusing on winning right now. I'm just focusing on trying to show it off. The next turn, if any of these people in front of her start moving, she's going to start taking sniper shots. It's not as powerful as the normal sniper shot, but it definitely does a lot of damage still. Where previously, in previous games, they wouldn't do anything. They would just sit there and stare around. And then so earlier you saw also like a grenade fell on me. The new class in here is like a grenadier class, which basically you can kind of launch grenades onto enemies from afar. So let me see if I can do this guy here. But it's also really interesting from a defensive perspective, so that's not going to work out here. I think this enemy might be too... Actually, let me try something. Let me try to put this away and try to get over here and try to see him from this side. This might be too far still. I might be wasting my turn trying to do this. Yeah, not really. Doesn't really work out super well. There was a grenade person in here somewhere. I just don't know if I can reach him from here. Sometimes you can kind of like cheese some of this stuff and like still hit somebody even though you may not necessarily be quite in range. I'm probably trying too hard though. This probably doesn't make for a good thing. Oh wait. There we go. Yeah, so I can get him from here. So they just have like a really nice arc to their shots, and the only thing that's like their main weakness is that if anyone is A in front of them, then if somebody's standing right beside them, they're not going to be able to shoot them. And then also, if anybody is like under a ceiling or a roof, they can't hit them there either. But now if anybody like walks in this space up in here, she's basically going to sit there and just like shell them with a bunch of grenades. And it doesn't do that much damage, but it does enough to hurt. And the enemies, like you saw earlier, also do it. So it's a bit, it is definitely very painful if you get hit by it. Usually it's made to like more slow down characters, and it like reduces their AP if they get hit. And one really nice feature about this game too is this, I don't know if this is new, at least between Valkyria Chronicles 3. I assume it's new because this doesn't really make a lot of sense in like a PSP Valkyria Chronicles. But basically, if you have like a leader class like she is, and you can kind of like level up people and make them leaders, but then all of the story characters are leaders. You can almost like build a squad here. So I can actually team up with this guy who actually has a smaller movement range than her. And then this lady who also has a smaller movement range than her. And then just tell them to follow me and they'll come. But I can only do this once per turn. And so they just chase behind you. They will contribute to attacking too. So, well, it depends on what type of class they are. Certain classes can't. Like, if you just have like a rocket launcher, you can't do it. Oh no! So they may not try to attack here because I think they may be too far for their range. Yeah, they didn't bother trying. But basically, that just made it so I got all these like shorter range characters way up here now. And I'm trying to remember what this is. What this path is. Is this a dead end? I think we may have to go up on the ceiling. So now when you use a character multiple times in a single turn, they like lose energy per turn. So it's like, unless you really have a plan for spamming somebody, like spam using them, it doesn't make a ton of sense to like continue to use somebody over and over again. Most of the common weapons are here, and then a lot of the stuff that was added in Valkyria Chronicles 2 is also here. When you get like more advanced classes, or like when you level up your classes enough, you get like flamethrowers and stuff on the guns, which have their own different properties. So like in this case, it probably would make sense for me to have her move twice to take out this sniper here, because otherwise that sniper is going to mess somebody up, and then trying to get anyone else over here probably wouldn't make a lot of sense. So with the flamethrower, it doesn't really matter for here. I could just shoot this guy and kill him. But basically, it goes through cover, and it also is like a spread that goes across. So you can hit multiple enemies with it. So yeah. And that's kind of the big differences, and it doesn't seem like a lot in general, but if you haven't played a Valkyria Chronicles since the first one, or if you've only played Valkyria Chronicles 2 and 3, this is a big map. Like a Valkyria Chronicles 2 or 3 map would probably be about maybe this size, like this area. You might get like maybe like this area right here. That would be like the size of Valkyria Chronicles 2 map. And then basically what they do is they teleport you to different locations, so they don't have to keep you loaded in one area. So you basically have, this map would be between like 3 to 5 different chunks of areas. So characters like the sniper, you know, I may end up killing her on accident, but we'll give it a shot here because she might get shot at a bunch. But like the sniper, I can aim way down here if I want to. Like if there was anybody standing way down here, I could go ahead and pick them off, where you couldn't do that in the PSP games very much. Can I kill him? No. Lancer is always good to get rid of. Goodbye. Another big part of this game is also in the previous games, there's always been these things called orders. I want to put her back up here so she can shoot still. This is probably a terrible spot for her because people are going to try to kill her. But there's these things called orders as well. And then basically you can like boost people's evasion, like individual units or for all your units. And it basically just costs the same points up there used to like move characters and stuff. But in this one, you actually have ship orders, which have some more specific like skills like bombardment, So I can actually like say, oh, I want to bombard this thing here with a ship and hopefully not kill my people. So let's see if this works. I haven't really used this stuff that much. Orders have never been like a big favorite of mine for the Valkyrie Chronicles series. I usually just go straight for as many characters I can move in one turn, do as much damage. But it is effective on bosses and stuff like that. So let's see, did we get enough damage on that thing? Also, unfortunately, I cannot see the damage that was done to it, so let's just shoot it again real quick. What time are we at, by the way? About 15 minutes. Okay. Yeah. So this mission, I'll be honest with you, this barricade thing, this kind of sucks. This is kind of stupid. I'm sure there's probably a way to drain this barricade's health a lot faster. But I don't really know what to do with my tanks with this thing in the way. This is the first time I've done this mission, which is probably the smartest thing. So we'll just go ahead and show an enemy phase real quick, just in case you haven't seen it before. And then I kind of want to switch over and talk about some of the other components to the game. Or really the more, what I think, so like a lot of the changes I showed here are nice little small changes to the game, but I don't think it's the changes that really matter that much, like the sniper interception fire stuff. So before they wouldn't be able to fire back, but in this one I can fire back. So like that's nice that that happens, and it's cool that you can have more defensive strategies with these characters that typically wouldn't before. And the Grenadier, you know, have their own defensive skills where they're able to like launch, you know, grenades at people all the time, like over like cover and things like that. So you can kind of line Grenadiers up across like places like that wall I did, and if there were a bunch of enemies in that area, every time an enemy moved, they'd just be bombarded nonstop. Is he gonna take a shot at me? Oh, let's see. And usually the main objective for every mission is those little flags you see there. You want to capture them. They also work for if you want to call in reinforcements and stuff. You can be like, oh, I want to pull in some people from here. So I'm like, I want to bring in Rosetta, and there's a limit to the number of characters you can have on the thing at once. But honestly, if I just sat here and played through the rest of this mission, I think this wouldn't be very good of like showing off more of the game, because this game's actually surprisingly. I will say it takes a long time to get through a single mission in this game. It's not like I usually will typically need to sit down for like an hour to get any progress in this game. You could definitely play it in shorter bursts, but in order for me to feel like satisfied with it, it's usually a good like hour or so. I'm surprised they kicked you out to the title screen, actually. I don't remember them doing that before, but I guess it probably has. I don't give up on missions very often, so. So what I do want to show are a few things. One is that just kind of like a quick overview, like with Valkyrie Chronicles 1, it's a very main story focused game around like the core characters, but a lot of the like side characters and stuff, you don't really get a part of their plot. So let me see. Crystal C2, is that what I wanted to do? No, I don't think so. I'll figure this out. So you don't really get a lot of the plot of the side characters, but in Valkyrie Chronicles 2, they have a ton of plot with the side characters, and I'd say the main plot is actually pretty decent too. This one I want to do, yeah. The main plot is pretty decent too in Valkyrie Chronicles 2, but it's a very grindy game. This game kind of feels like a nice middle point where it's like the main plot is really what matters here, but they spend a lot of time on some of the side characters too. But I think what's most important is that the missions feel a lot more baked into the story. So this one's kind of interesting where it's like basically your ship is like stuck in this ice and you have to protect it, and a bunch of bombs are falling from the sky. I clicked deploy, but I have no members of my team, which was a mistake. So I literally only have a tank on the map right now. That's not what I want. Sorry, we gotta back out of this. So usually I think it asks me where I wanna start over. So maybe I accidentally went to title screen earlier, but I want to go back to my deployment screen here. So each mission kind of has like a little like side gimmick objective almost, where it's like, oh, this mission you have to continue to move. There's like a train that's like driving around with like a bunch of armaments on it, like shooting people as it drives around. So this one's basically like, hey, while you're trying to do this mission, there's these bombs that are just gonna be falling out of the sky, and you have to prevent these bombs from hitting the ground. So how you do that is you definitely need snipers. And then I bring Minerva because Minerva is the best at moving people around. She has really high movement and she can take people with her because she's the leader.
I'll try my best.
Let's see, who else do I want to bring? I definitely want to bring some shock troopers. One tank is fine. I'll put an engineer here because I think there are actually some bosses on this map. I think I want all 3 snipers actually. Let's bring all 3. Probably a bad idea, but we're gonna do it. And then I want actually 2 engineers because I need engineers to recover the ammo of snipers because they only have a certain amount of ammo. I don't know if this just sounds like all garbage coming out of my mouth right now, but I've played enough of these games that I guess it just is like, oh, I know what I want to do with them for the most part.
Keep the enemy busy until repair.
It's also kind of a bad thing because sometimes I'm like, oh, I know how to tackle this mission. I need to use a bunch of lancers, and then and then end up like the mission wants you to do something else entirely. But I'm like, no, I want to do a bunch of lancers and just spend the whole mission trying to get a bunch of lancers across the field to blow up some tanks when they give me very clear options that are better to do so otherwise. So so if I recall correctly on this mission, basically the big thing is you need to get the snipers up on these little cliffs first and foremost.
There they are.
So basically the ship can't get hit by more than like 2 or 3 bombs, I think. So this wall is thankfully a lot fragiler, so I can blow that up. Soldiers can blow that wall up too. I don't have to use the tank, but on the first turn, I just kind of want to like put my tank here to keep them from those guys from just like running up through here. Unfortunately, the snipers don't have like a ton of movement, so I don't know if he's going to get up there in time. Right up there.
Enemy spotted.
All right, I'll get up there. Oh, and there's another sniper up here, but thankfully he hasn't seen me, so goodbye.
Fire. Keep the pressure going.
And then so she has a skill that gives me extra ammo, which is neat. Oops. I forgot the button to end the turn for a second. So this actually kind of mixed me up the first time. Finding the bombs can be a little weird because you need to be able to like aim all the way up, and you can't really like look up to see the bombs. So like I thought I couldn't aim that high, but you can aim that high. You just gotta do it. You can't think about it too much. So basically you can shoot the bombs, or there's also soldiers trooping in, so you can also kill them if you want to go ahead and try to keep them from hitting you. But the bomb is number 1 because the next turn it will hit the boss. So I'm gonna guess you probably can shoot these with a different class too, but the sniper definitely seems like the class to do this. And so yeah, I mean I know there's a lot of setup to basically show you that hey, you can shoot the bombs and that these things come down. There's also a couple bosses over here that are pretty tough, but for the most part you can kind of just bomb them out if you're pretty good. Shove your tank between them too. That's always a good way to keep bosses from killing you. But we're actually gonna back out of this mission. Again, unfortunately, these missions are long, so I don't really have a lot of time to like just sit there and play out a mission and also like show you the different parts of this game. I think I went to title screen earlier. That's probably why I went to title screen based off what happened there. I also did a muscle memory down to the title screen. But one thing that's also nice, so I guess it's kind of like both good and bad, is there's some really like I said, Valkyria Chronicles 2 has like a lot of charm in its side characters and the plots that go around with them. But it takes a lot of grinding. It's like a lot of relationship grinding of taking characters on random missions. And that's definitely a part of this too, where like you have to take characters on missions to to level up their relationships. You can access their storyline quests and then do those storyline quests. And there's like 3 or 4 of them for each character in Valkyrie Chronicles 2. This one, they pair them in groups of 3. So like on the left side of the screen, you can see there's 3 characters there. And so they all have like a shared relationship. So sometimes you don't need to play with the character a lot before you get a lot of their relationship stuff built up. Like sometimes you can just, like, I think this dude in the center left here, I'd never played with him once before this like maxed out relationship mission for them opened up. But it does like put you some interesting situations because they typically limit the number of characters available in these. It's usually just the 3 characters that are part of the story. So in this case, this entire mission, you're trying to like, you're trying to like save this dude out here who's like off by himself because he ran off for some silly reason, and then these 2 snipers like, we gotta save him. But all these characters are snipers, and at this point in the game at least I didn't have that return fire thing, so it was also a lot of managing your ammo since you don't have a way to recover ammo at this point. Although I think, yeah, you don't give orders either, so you have to fight all these enemies off with like you get 9 shots at the start because you have 3 snipers with 3 bullets each, and then every turn they recover 1 bullet. So you have to be really careful about like how you distribute who's shooting where and what. And thankfully for the tanks and stuff, they are just nice enough to give you these little explosive barrels to blow up the tanks and make them completely pointless, other than just saying, hey, if you forget to shoot the barrel, then the tank's gonna come and you have nothing you can do about it other than these 2 other barrels here. Make sure you do it on one of those. So there's a lot of like nicer small missions like that play a lot with like the class combinations. Sometimes you have only Lancers, sometimes you have a mix of stuff. Some of these side missions also just let you put whoever on as well, so that's not always the case. But I feel like the side stories, you know, they're only 1 mission per group of people, so it's kind of, I went to the title screen again. It's kind of short and sudden. You don't really get like a build-up of the character. Like that dude with blonde hair, I never played with his character ever, and by the time, since I did his squad mission with that one, so I don't need to build his relationship, so I don't have any reason to play with this character again. And because it's only 1 mission, you know, you get like, you know, looks like 4 or 5 cutscenes here, 4 cutscenes, and then the mission. It just, some of the character development feels a little too sudden. Like, you kind of had a long game build on Valkyrie Chronicles 2 characters that felt like you were really developing. Like, it was maybe the same number of cutscenes, but it felt like a longer period of time you're doing it over, and it felt more natural. This one, in Valkyrie Chronicles 4, it just feels like the story's kind of shoved all in one, and then you solve it by the end, and you just don't really get any time to build a affection for a lot of these characters. It's just kind of, here you go, okay, done, goodbye, kind of thing. Which I think kind of stinks. But again, less grinding, which is nice. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's something else I want to show as well. Leveling stuff, just to kind of go over that real quick. It probably isn't worth talking about the leveling stuff, but basically, just to show you this screen in particular, leveling each class is like a class level thing rather than character dependent thing. So you can just level up the classes as a whole rather than having to level up individual characters like a Fire Emblem or something. Same thing with equipment, all equipment. You can be more specific with equipment on individual characters, but you pretty much can just say, I just want to put whatever on whatever. So yeah, I feel like I want to show like one more gimmick thing. Yeah, I can think of one I want to show real quick. It's, again, a super easy one to just kind of jump in and show. Let's see, where was that mission? The Sea Fortress? Is it 2 or 1? Sea Fortress 2. Which I kind of like this one because it's kind of a surprise. Maybe this is like a slight gameplay spoiler kind of thing. But like, they're like, hey, you know... Dang it. I did it again.
We realize how...
Basically, you go through the deploy phase of this mission, and it lets you, like... There's, like, a strategy to deploying your characters, like, at the start of the mission. where you like set people in a group and you like put people together, certain people so you can kind of move them in groups, and like people who can't walk as far you want to put further out. And this mission, you basically do that whole phase, and it's kind of just a waste of time because basically when you're parachuting in or whatever, you guys get separated, and it scatters all your characters across the map. And so all the work you did is lost pretty much. I don't know if it's random, so you might be able to like, you know, strategy-wise, you know, look up a guide to figure out who should go where in that group, and then it'll put them wherever it is. But yeah, it's a neat little thing. Whoops. Ended the phase. And the whole point of this mission is to go defeat these 2 cannons, because these cannons are going to fire on your ship. You have to hit them in a certain amount of time. So yeah, I really I can't get out of this enemy phase that I just started on accident, so we're just going to get beat up a bunch here real quick while I kind of finish this off and talk about it. But yeah, so I know this wasn't like a gameplay heavy quick play stream. It was a lot of explaining, but again, it's just really hard to show this game off in 30 minutes. I wondered about doing a longer one, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know what my plans are for this game in terms of coverage. I think if anything ever pops up about this game ever again from me, outside just talking about it on the podcast or something, it might be in relation to Valkyria Revolution, because I do really like Valkyria Revolution. But I think what's most important, like versus a, you know, Valkyria Revolution is a game that's very different from the Valkyria Chronicle series in general. And I was a little worried that this game was going to be a lot more of the same, especially because they were kind of positioning it as like, hey, you guys like the PlayStation 3 version of Valkyria Chronicles, because Valkyria Chronicles 2 and 3 are on PSP, and due to the limitations of that platform, they kind of had to be specific things. Oh no.
It's no use.
I gave up so we get this end cutscene here. Oh man, I lost what I was saying, dang it. But so this game like opens up a yeah, F rank. This game opens up the map a lot more than I think even the original Valkyria Chronicles, and it adds on a lot of stuff to the mechanics of how the game works, and I think it really builds in a lot of the objectives to the story, and I think that's what makes it interesting. They give you a lot of gimmicks to kind of mess around with on each map, versus like a Valkyria Chronicles 2, which is like, hey, there's a story to this map, but it's really just kill everything, capture everything, which that's still a lot of this game, but there's always like some other aspect to it. That and like the game's pretty consistently introducing new aspects, like the ship order stuff, trying to think of things off the top of my head, like the weather kind of plays. I don't know if the weather plays a bigger part of this game actually. Now that I think about it, that hasn't really been that much of a concern. But I think it's every map has some sort of gimmick, and you kind of like drop it and move on to something else frequently. But I think that's important to do that because a lot of stuff like doesn't have the staying power of like a full game, but in terms of like making each individual mission feel unique, it does a good job of that. I was trying to think if there's like a cutscene kind of thing I could show that kind of just like looks at the aesthetics of the game like in a easy way. And you know, I don't really know. I mean, you could go up and look up some Valkyria Chronicles cutscenes pretty easily, but maybe while I'm outroing this, we can just have this rolling in the background. But it is you know, it's not like Valkyria Revolution, which had a lot more of a large-scale story at times. This is a very squad and personal focused story. There's definitely parts that relate back to the Empire, and even Valkyria Chronicles 2 has some more like larger scale storytelling. This game's very focused on the people in your squad and where you're going and the struggles this specific squad is facing while going through this. It doesn't have a lot of relationship to the previous Valkyria Chronicles games though, so if you want to just like, you know, jump into this one, as far as I can tell, I haven't beaten it, but I'm pretty close to the end. It's pretty much just, hey, you can jump in and enjoy this as is. There's some weird references to the first game that don't seem to make any sense even to somebody who played one and 2. I haven't played 3 because that's a fan translation thing, so I got to figure out how to, you know, what the situation is with that. But I think it's a good looking game. I think this is technically running on like a modified version of the Valkyria Chronicles 1 engine that was modified from the PlayStation 3 to PS4 and PC. I don't know for sure if that's the case. I seem to recall that being the word going around the block, but it still looks good. It's a good looking game. I mean, even the first game looks pretty good, but I should at some point, once I get my copy of Valkyria Chronicles back here, take a look at that game and just kind of like remember what that looks like. Because sometimes it's easy to just kind of like blur over what these games look like between consoles, especially after like the PS3 era. And then you sometimes go look back at it and go like, oh man, this actually looks a lot better. I think like Hotel Dusk is a good one of those where it's like Hotel Dusk 1 looks kind of funky, but you don't remember it looking kind of funky versus like the last story. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for coming. Thanks for putting up with me talking a lot for this quick play stream. I feel like I said what I wanted to say about this game. What does E2 mean? I don't know. Episode 2? Did I say E2? I might have said VC2. Valkyria Chronicles 2. But yeah, it might be, yeah, maybe like episode 2 or something. Or if it was like something on the tank, I think, oh, you know what, there's Squad E. If that's what it is. I don't know if Squad E2 is a thing, but they're definitely Squad E. Yeah, I think they're Squad E, and then I don't know what the 2 stands for. Maybe like a second division of Squad E. They've never really mentioned that other part of it, but the E is definitely their squad number. There's also like a story regarding Squad F here as well, but it's much lighter. It's definitely not like the focus of the plot or something, so. I guess that's it. Thanks for coming. We'll play more Bomberman next week, and then after Bomberman, I think we'll go back to Zelda and try to finish that dungeon. And then after that, go to Resident Evil 7. If that is my current plan, we'll see. I kind of just do whatever I feel like, and I think we'll keep pursuing the quick play stream, but hopefully with some older things here. Maybe we'll play some like Nintendo 64 games I can do some quick play stream stuff on, because that'll be easy to switch over to. So that's it. I'm gonna try to beat this game by the end of this weekend. But thanks for coming to the stream, and I'll talk to you guys later on Discord, the ones that have been around in here. If you watch this later, or if you're in the stream and you want to talk on Discord, just let me know. I'm definitely available to do that. I technically made a Discord, but it's just empty and sitting there. So I don't know if I'll ever do anything with it. So, all right, have a good night.